Hi guys, this video is for backend developers, especially for Node.js developer to become a full stack with a Next.js. We know that Next.js is also using JavaScript, so it's easy for Next.js is a React-based framework for building fast, scalable, and SEO-friendly applications. Next.js have the features like server-side rendering, static-side generation, and API also. We know that in Next.js we can build the backend and frontend also. Why should a Node.js developer learn Next.js? Because one thing is React framework. Next.js is built on React, but simplifies complex tasks like routing, rendering. Let you focus on building components with JSX. Server-side power. Just like Node.js, Next.js can handle server-side logic. So it's make you feel like you are in a home. Then we can do full stack in one. We can uh, create front-end and back-end both in Next.js. And it's production ready features like automatic code splitting, SEO optimization, that kind of things. Then we can directly go to the Next.js development. First, we need to set up our environment. For installation, we already have the Node.js npm and all. This is a command to create a Next.js repo. nvx create nest app at latest my nest app. Then we are going to the our creator repository. Then this command is so familiar for us, npm rundown. We can quickly check the Next.js document. What is Next.js? Next.js is a React framework for building full-stack web applications. We use React component to build user interface on Next.js for additional features and optimization. It's also automatically configure lower level tools like bundlers and compilers. You can instead focus on building your product and shipping quickly. You can start that from getting started. We need this as a prerequisite. Installation npm create using npm. We are creating the Next.js app with the name of my app. You can send it like because of its naming policies. Now we are using JS, so we can give now. It's our choice. It's creating. Yes. Now our repo is created. We can go to our first step. Now we are in this route. Then we can set our code. Yeah, this is automatically created. Now we are following that page public style, that structure, and this is the first page that will be rendering. This is the command to run the Next.js project, which is same like our Node.js. You can quickly localhost 2000. Yeah, the default page was rendered. This is exactly same like this. This page was rendered on this. Now we can edit and make changes according to our purpose. In Next.js, our project structure is in pages, public styles, and components. Three pages is each file here become root, and public for this is the index is home page. If we create another page like about, then we copy these things to that about page. We show that we create and page yes, and we create something on this. We can edit something. We are saving and we are going to our that means the pages or folders are like express roots in Node.js. We can consider each file is a root handler like our Node.js express. But instead of app.get, just map the files to URL automatically. We can see that about.js will automatically map in URL. Now we can learn some React basics for the Next.js. First thing is component. Components are the functions that return HTML like JSX example. So now we can create a component folder in our repo. Then we can create some components now. Button, header, footer. This may be components. We can reuse in that is in our entire pages. Now I am creating a header. These components are the building block of our UI. Now we can create a function that just like our Node.js function. We can name it as a header. Let's return something. In our Node.js, it will be return something like this. We can export this function like export default header. But in Next.js, the components are returning the HTML things like it should be it's a heading symbol. That means header is not sorry. The components is nothing but it's a basically a function which return a HTML object. We can reuse this in many pages in our record. If we have more than one pages, like about home page, then we have inside many other pages. Then if all of these will contain the same header, then we can reuse this code in those pages. The other thing is props. That means they are like function arguments used to pass data from parent component to a child component. That is props. It's nothing but pass data to components like a function argument. That is props. Now we can see what is props. We can now I am writing the example is on this window like header message. I'm renaming this function like header message. And in props, we are passing data like a functional arguments like this. If a student, we can consider data is passing in student, then we are returning that like for the easiness, we can call it as props. Then we can say this like props dot name. How we can use these props is uh, if we are calling header message will be like a tag and then name is equal to passing row. Then it will go to this, and from this property it will print welcome prop dot name. That means now is Ambo, then it will be print Ambo. Then next is state. Manage dynamic data that can change over time within a component. The useState hook is used for this. State is nothing but manage dynamic data with the useState hook. Now we can see the state management concept. For that, we need to import a hook named useState for state management. Now we can write our function. Okay. Write a function for a counter. This is the method for initialize the state and set state function const count set count state of 0 state of 0. In this function, we are using this useState to initialize the variable. Sorry, in state it's called the state. State on the function which is used to set the value of this variable, value of this state. In this function, it initialize this state value as 0. If it is giving to this, then it will be an empty string. If, now we are using a counter, so then we can return a JSX. Let me say HTML code statement. Return then we can print count. Then in the loading it will print 0 because the count value is 0. Then we can create a button. On click we can write a function for set the value of the count. This function we are using to change our this one variables value, the states value. Plus 1. Then we can give the name of the label. Sorry, we can give the label name in the button. In each click, this function will be called. This function will be called with this value. Then the counts value will be changed according to the value passed in this function. I mean, first click it should be 0 plus 1 1. Then it value count will change as 1, and in the second click it will be changed as 1 plus 1 2. Then the value of the count will be changed as 2. That counter will be work like that based on the click of this button. The another concept is JSX. JSX is nothing but HTML-like syntax in JavaScript. It's what you return from the components, like this. This is a JSX. This is a JSX. This is also a JSX. Now we can see how to import the content in a page. For that, now I am cleaning these defaultly created things. Returning a symbol div. In this file we are defining some components. We can use this on our home page, like index.js page. Like in this function, sorry, in this file we are exporting the header component only. Now we can use this header command on index.js directly. Import header components.header. header is important. This way we can use components in our pages. We can say that React components are just like modular Node.js functions. Just like you are exported Node.js functions. In that same way, you can export React components to our pages. Like this. And these props are this okay. And these props are like passing parameter to a Node.js middleware. Now we can discuss about understanding Next.js routing. Next.js has a file-based routing system, which is simpler than setting up routes in Express. How it's work like index.js will be the home page, but about page will be slash about, and then blog post.js it's an example. Then blog will be the on that folder, and post will be the file inside the blog. Then it will be like blog post URL, like we already see like that. And we have created the about file. Then we can go to the we can render the about file, which simply like just giving about in the URL. Then it render the about page. Now we can discuss some dynamic routes and navigation. Dynamic routes are to create a dynamic routes, use bracket in the file name. You can access a URL parameter using useRouter hook from nest/router. For client-side navigation, use link component from nest link instead of standard A tag. href that will be replaced by link. Link href will be used. This enables fast client-side navigation between the pages without full page reload, providing a smooth user experience. First, we can check the dynamic routes. Now we can create a dynamic route. For that, we need to create a folder. Now we have created product folder. Then we can create a new file. ID or product ID what you want to use. You can use that in a bracket. This is how to create a dynamic route. Then we can insert some codes. Page ID is ID. Then what ID pass through this, it will be displayed on this. You can see like that. Then there is no pages by the product. We have created product in a folder named product. Then we are create our page. Then we are going to the page like if we are passing 1 2 3, there is an error. Runtime functions there. That's the cleaning. Actually, we are doing a big mistake here. Is that use router? For that, we need to import your use router first. From layer to out. And then we need first to initialize the router variable. Use router. Then we need to get that ID const. ID is equal to then this ID or this ID we can use this one. Then we can use this. We can now we initialize the router. From the router we initialize the product ID. That from the router.query. We can access these IDs from the router.query. Or we can it like if product is equal to router.query, then product ID will be this. Is it got it? 562. It will be 562. 888. That means we can access these IDs through the URL. In the code we can access it's like router.query. This way dynamic routing is done. Now we can discuss the client-side navigation. In traditional method in HTML we are using a href method, but in this we can use a link components instead of a tag. Now we can define a link component in this this page. For that we need to first import link components from Nest link. Sorry, it's okay. In this href we write what page we are going we need to go. Now I am giving it is about page. Then go about. If we click about, then we are going to go about. Okay. If we change this like main page, then we click about, go about, then it go into the home page. This way we can handle the client-side communication. Now we can discuss styling with CSS module. Next.js support multiple styling options. Since we are focusing on the front end, let's keep simple with the CSS modules. For that, first create a style.homemodule.css. That means just create a CSS file. After creating this, import that files in our pages like home page. Home page is a page index.js and about page and other pages in our system. In importing that CSS module is very simple, like we are previously doing things like import styles from styles home module CSS. If the file name is home module.css, we can just click on that. We can create CSS based on our styles. We have some styles. We can create a like this CSS. Create a new file with the name of proofer.css, home.css, home.css. Then we can write some code like dot div main then we can use this home.css in our home page or other pages. We can import our CSS like import styles. CSS. Okay, user code page. Something happened. Global CSS cannot be imported from the file other than your custom app due to the global nature of style sheet and avoid completely small. Okay. There is a problem here. We need to rename it like name.module.css. Like name is home, then CSS. Then we need to change it like home dot CSS. Then we can say so yes, it's working. Now we can apply our style to class name. Class is equal to its name. In Next.js, it will be called class names. You name it's like we are important. Styles dot method. And all this is just to one combinations. We can select around form this equal to but we can do form size. Sir. We can do it's like the styles are applied on the home page index.js. Using this method, styles, import styles from styles.form module.css. The naming is very important, like name.module.css. Now we are given a name like form. Name.module.css. This way it will be import. Then we can giving that class name using this method styles.main. We can create another component set like main. Then index.js. Create another div. Got a heading, stands to heading. The home page. So the error is showing because of it should be wrapped under a div. We can create another div. We can say it like this. This is the way how to import a CSS. This file name creation is so important. Create file named component name dot module dot css, and the module part is crucial. That's why first we got the error. Import the style object and apply the class using class name is equal to style dot your class, like this. Actually, why CSS module is the scope styles locally to avoid conflicts. similar to how Node.js modules keep code modular. Now we can go to the fetching data. Next.js offer a different way to fetch data from client side to server side. First is client side fetching. Use useEffect hook to fetch data after component mounts in the browser. It is similar to making API call with Axios or Node fetch and then updating the UI. Server side rendering SSR. This is the main feature of the instance. Use getServerSideProps to fetch data on a server before the page is sent to the client. The page arrived pre-rendered with data, which is great for the SEO and pre-received performance. Now we can go to the first client-side fetching. For that, we are using the useEffect hook that is pretty similar to Axios or NodeJS in our Node.js. Actually, Next.js make data fetching easy for front-end renderers. Since you know Node.js is familiar with you. In the Node.js APIs, we will focus how to display data on the client. That for that for now we can create that functions in these fields only. For that we need to import the hooks, use state and use effect. We already discussed the use state, that is for the state management. Import both of the hooks. We can initialize some states of the widget. Now we initialize our data with a empty array. For this we need a dummy API or something. Go to such a dummy API, right? It is not working. CV is not working. Yeah. Finally, I got a dummy API. This is. We can use this API. We need to write this API fetching code in the useEffect hook. Right? We are writing on code. It's Actually, this is for fetching one item. For this, we are fetching more than one item. So, install mode one. Then after getting, we need to set these returned data to our data. For that, we need to edit this code. It's just we are fetch the data from the API, then it is make as JSON. Then that JSON, this is a variable name of that JSON. Then that JSON, using that JSON, we are set our variables value. Set JSON is the function for set the value of the data. Set data function. First load. We can use our data in JSX. Like, hello guys. We can write some code like we can list. We can show the data in the form of list. Yeah, once again look on there is now ID title uncompleted and display title. Right. We can use our key of li. The list will be the user.id. Content will be user sorry not std.in. The result here an mistake. It is this will be right on this part. That the state variables and declarations all should be in the functional part. We can check the result. Page is rendered, but there is no it is called. The calling is working properly, but it should be user ID and type. This is how to use useEffect to fetch data. In this API, we are fetching data that is in the useEffect. and we are after fetching this we are set that data to the our variable our state data. Then we are mapping this. We are using the data in our JSX format. Now we can check the server-side rendering. Next.js server-side capabilities. Then that means Next.js have server-side capabilities. For now, let's touch on one front-end relevant feature: server-side rendering (SSR). SSR with the getServerSideProps fetch data on the server and send it to the front end. That is SSR. Uh, means we are fetching data on the backend. Backend means the server side of the Next.js, and that then it's sent to the front end. Because of that, the data fetching part will be hidden from the client. For that, now we can create some functions like that. We can do it on this. We can do it on the product page. For that, we need to create a function. Just port async function. This will be get server side props. Response is equal to we are fetching our API. See the index base. Okay, this is very simple for the we are using await fetch, but URL we need to fetch. This is equal to this is how to do the server side fetching method, and after we need to mark that is in this page also. Okay. Use the same course method in this. We can check. This is a home page. This is a home page. In this we are using useEffect to This is the data. You can see in the little tab that it is calling. We are going to our about page. Sorry, we are missing that on the product page. Okay, there is some error. What function have? So this is because of we are just copying that from the index page. Actually, in this part, this is not uses. On we need to pass props of uses. We need to set it. We got it. We need to refresh and check. There is no API call happening. That means it's happening on the server side and then it send the data to the front end. For the SSR, we are defining a function getServerSideProps, and in this function we are calling our API. Then it makes us a JSON. Then we are setting the props and returning that props. And in the main function, we are receiving the props, and from the data using the props, we displaying the API fetched data in the form of what we wanted. Okay. These are the very basic things in Next.js. We covered URL file structure and data fetching, how to display it, link module navigation, file structured navigation, and useEffect using client-side data fetching and server-side data fetching. Uh, Step 7. Solidify your learning. Build a blog. Applying your knowledge is the best way to learn. Build a simple blog application to bring all this concept together. For that, you need to create a home page. That's our list of blog post and post page. Create a dynamic route for displaying each post and styling. Use some styling methods. Navigation. Use link components to seamless navigation. Create a small project using these knowledge. Uh, then you can deploy it on a vessel, that is a free platform. Other things you already know it, etc. etc. Because you are already a Node.js developer. For the key resources are official SJS documents, some tutorials, React official documents, some YouTube channels. Some of the tips for your journeys are Next.js APIs routes are works like express routes. You will feel right at home building your backend logic here. Then think in components. Break down your UI into small reusable pieces instead of thinking about manipulating the DOM directly. Then start simple. Master the client-side rendering and component basic first. Then explore more advanced features like SSR, SSD as your needs grow. Thanks for your patience and happy Next.js study there. Bye guys.